You've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray. The American dream is not the same as yesterday. The bigwigs currently have a plan to keep you as a renter. Hedge funds are still in the market buying real estate, and they're also doing build to rent. I've been approached by hedge funds to buy properties. They send you over a few $1,000,000, proof of funds, no inspection, and close in 7 days. How can the home seller turn that down? So if they own all the property, what happens to you? In this video, I'm gonna break down the whole play, and hopefully you can get a chance to prepare you and your family for the future. So the Wall Street organizations, they have an obligation to their shareholders. They have people's pensions, people's 401ks, all types of retirement products, and they have all that money, and guess what? Everyday people are retiring. They build these properties, right? And then they can get a return on their investment, and they can pay out the pensions. They can pay out the 401ks, everything on time, and they're getting this big pat on the back for being so smart.
What?
What this does to you is it doesn't allow for you to get housing. So in the last few years, it's been crazy bidding wars in all of the major cities across the country. However, there's a shortage of housing all across this country, not just the major cities. It didn't help that the last few years, you had these Wall Street organizations coming and buying houses cash and not leaving any room for the normal guy. So for example, let's say I'm selling a house for $350,000. I got this hedge fund saying, hey, we know you're selling for $350,000, but we're gonna give you $360,000 and close in 7 days, no inspection period. But I got a guy that's gonna get a loan. He's like, listen, I'm gonna give you $350,000. I need $5,000 in closing costs. Also, I need about 2 months to close this loan. Anybody that's focused on the numbers, what are they gonna do? They are going to go with the cash offer in 7 days because it's guaranteed. Once the bigwigs implement this plan across the country, all the rent payments would be going to them. So now you have to depend on them for housing. Guess what else you have to depend on them for? Jobs. The bigwigs give you their paycheck only for them to get it right back. And that's the cycle they're trying to put you in with this build to rent thing across the country. In the last 3 years, people couldn't get housing because they just kept getting outbid. They started building communities that said, hey, listen, no investors, just so they can give people an opportunity to achieve the American dream. So let's get into the consequences of not owning a house. Back in 1998, gas was probably 89, 99 cents or whatever. Gas is $3 and some change today. Inflation is real. We all heard our grandparents, our parents say,
man, back in the day, you could get a house for $12,000.
First time home buyer price point in Charlotte, North Carolina right now is around $400,000. So the inflation has inflated. It did what it was supposed to do. In traditional years, what people would do is they'll buy this house. Now it's time for retirement. Either the house is paid off or paid down. So let's say that the house got paid down. They bought the house for $100,000. All right, it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. They owed $22,000. The house has appreciated so much, it's worth $350,000. So in past generations, what they would do, they would sell the property, you pocket all that, and if you're familiar with the IRS tax code, you get $250,000 tax-free if you're a single person, $500,000 if you're married. You don't have to pay the federal tax. So then that retired person, either they'll move, they'll downsize to a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, go find senior housing, they can buy something cash and have money left over. However, if you have been renting and it's time to retire, that's still an expense that you will have. I don't like to just talk about the problem, let's talk about the solutions. Like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna follow the money.
Show me the money.
We see that Wall Street is buying up all the properties. They're doing build to rent. So what are we gonna do? We are gonna put ourselves in position to buy, even if it's just your primary residence. In Doru Squad, I teach them how not only to wholesale to get in a position to make $10,000, $15,000 a month. I want you to put you in position to own properties. And we're gonna find how to beat Wall Street. I've been beating them the last few years. I teach my students exactly how to beat Wall Street so that they can own rental property as well. So guys, in conclusion, look, do not be a sitting duck. Get off your rear end, get in the game. If you never owned a home and you don't make much money, yes, rates may be high right now. However, do you want to wait till rates go down and then you got to pay $50,000, $75,000 over just to get the house? Or get a house right now while your competition is less? All right, so guys, listen, this is my man from Colombia. He was able to achieve the American dream, man. So I want you to click on that video and watch that one next, man. But comment below, man, is this going on in your city, man? What do you plan to do about it? Are you in the game? Do you plan to buy a house this year? I'm Nasser, AKA the Real Estate Doru. I'm not a guru, man. I'm a Doru because I actually do this business.